thought Jeremy Corbyn was actually quite strong on this question of capitalism versus socialism as someone who is a conservative who believes in a free market economy. Boris Johnson did struggle to really answer that question. The audience were clapping Mr. Corbyn's socialism.
No. Boris was really clear, which is that a one-nation conservative approach that combines the free market economy with strong public services is the best way to build a prosperous society. We've seen all the alternatives that Jeremy Corbyn's proposing happen before, and they've always led to unemployment being higher and the Labour government crashing the economy. That's what's always happened, and I thought Boris had a very good line on that, which was, you either crash the...
Why did you back off from the debate with me? You were going to debate with me earlier on. We were lined up as a head-to-head, and then I was told that you'd backed out.
No, I never heard that.
Maybe it was your people that backed you out.
No, I don't think that was. I don't think that was arranged.
You and I need to talk about the
well, we should absolutely talk about. We should also absolutely
the way in which you're trying to sell off our services in the health service.
No, we should talk about the fact that you're scaremongering on this because you've got nothing to say on Brexit. Are you neutral on Brexit? Are you in favour or against? Are you in favour or against?
You know what?
In favour or against?
In favour of against what? Your
Brexit.
Deal. I'm very against your deal.
In favour or against Brexit?
Well, I thought you thought Brexit was your deal.
In favour. Are you in favour or against
your deal? I'm against your deal.
No answers on Brexit from the Labour Party.
So
this
you won't
election.
Debate,
don't talk over me, Barry.
The health service.
Don't talk over me, Barry. This election is about whether we can move the country forward by delivering Brexit. And Barry Gardiner doesn't know whether he's in favour of Brexit or not.
As the health secretary, tell me this: is it 40?
Yes.
Is it 50?
40 new hospitals, 50,000 more nurses, 50,000 more nurses.
What about the 19? What about the 19 nurses? And what about the 4 hospitals?
50,000 more nurses.
What about the 4 hospitals, not the 50?
There's 40 new hospitals, 50,000 more nurses.
What about the 6 hospitals?
40 new
ones. Where's
over
the money
next
for that?
decade.
I was
because we've got the economy strong.
I was told that your plan said it was 100 million for investigations, for preliminary look at whether they would
our manifesto.
Oh,
Barry.
I have.
Read our and in it
actually,
says
you haven't got any costings. We've got costings. You've got no costings.
They do have a costings book, Barry, with their manifesto.
And after our manifesto, we didn't bring £60 billion of extra expenditure. But it comes
not
back.
Ongoing, though,
you can't do any of this, Barry. You can't do any of this if we stay stuck in this limbo with Brexit. So are you in favour of Brexit or not?
Not your Brexit, no, because you've got a border down the RAC, haven't you?
Are you in favour of Brexit or not?
You've got a border down the RAC, haven't you?
Are you in favour of Brexit or not?
Is that not what the documents today showed?
I think anybody watching this would see that you can't answer whether you're in favour of Brexit or not.
I've told you, I'm not in favour of your Brexit.
Are you in favour of Brexit at all?
I am very happy.
Are you in favour of Brexit?
You haven't said, Barry, how you would vote in the future referendum.
Well, do you not think it makes sense, actually, to find out what the deal is going to be?
Well, we know what the deal is going to be.
That we're going to
negotiate.
negotiate.
Said what the deal is going to be.
He said it's going to be a credible deal that we will negotiate. Once we've done that, we'll give you an answer.
Do you know the answer to the question that has held in limbo British politics for the last 3.5 years?
No, you've held it in limbo.
No, Parliament has held it in limbo.
No, you had a majority in Parliament and you threw it away. You had a majority.
Are you saying that Parliament? You're agreeing with me that Parliament's blocked it.
No, I'm agreeing.
But the question, Barry, is
you see, you were the government for 3.5 years. You were the government, and you failed to get it through. No,
we failed to get it through because Parliament kept blocking it.
No, you had a majority in Parliament, and you didn't use that majority to get it done because you threw 21 people out of your own party.
The thing is,
the idea that you're a one-nation Conservative Party, that there's no room for Ken Clarke, for goodness sake.
But the thing is, Barry, anybody watching
this
will hear the desperation of you to get away from the central question of British politics, which is how do you deliver Brexit and get through the deadlock?
Shall I tell you?
And
Shall I tell you?
Are you in favour of Brexit?
Shall I tell you?
Tell me that. Are you in favour of Brexit or not?
The way in which you get Brexit done, right? The way in which you do it is you actually negotiate something that's not going to destroy the just-in-time supply chain upon which so many thousands of British jobs depend, and you go back to the British people, and what you do is you say, you have the final say. You have the final say, not the politicians in Westminster,
but what do you think, Barry? You, Barry Gardiner.
What I think is that that's the way of doing it that will unite the country together again.
Yeah, but in that referendum, we know what Jeremy Corbyn wants. He wants a customs union. He wants close alignment. Would you back that deal? Yes or no?
My view is that that is a decent deal to offer the British public. So you would back it?
Would you back it?
It's a decent deal to offer the British public, and it's not about what the politicians want. It was what the public
want. So you've got to
want.
show some leadership on this issue.
Leadership is about bringing the country together, not dividing it.
Oh my goodness, these are terrible,
They're the ones that want to divide the country, right?
Barry,
on the one hand, you've got an extreme. I'm
for one
answering the
moment.
man's question, please.
you're not, though, that's the point.
You've got, on the one hand, you've got a Tory party that wants to take us on to a no-deal Brexit, having broken their promises
Are
to
you
the
in favour of
DUP.
Brexit or not, Barry?
And on the other hand, you've got the Liberal Democrats. Well, they used to be Democrats. They're no longer Democrats because
He's
they
still
won't
talking,
deliver.
but there's no answer. Are you in favour of Brexit or
Not
not,
your
Barry?
Brexit, I've told you. Not in favour of your Brexit.
What about-
Matt. It's a
what about-
terrible deal,
what about-
as you well know, and that's
what-
why the DUP are no longer
Crikey.
supporting it.
What
'Cause
about-
there's a border down the Irish Sea.
What about the Brexit that Jeremy Corbyn negotiates? Will you be in favour of that or not?
I think it's a very good.
You
If we
don't
get
know.
that deal, it's a very good deal to
How
put
can
back
we
to the public.
possibly
and
hope
let-
to
and
run
let
the
them make a
government?
decision.
Barry, can you name one person in the Labour shadow cabinet who will back Jeremy Corbyn's new Brexit
Yeah.
deal? Who?
John Trickett.
Someone else?
You would go for
Somebody? Anyone?
our Justice Secretary,
Richard Bergen.
Richard Bergen.
He would back a new Brexit deal.
I believe you would.
What about
yes,
you,
absolutely.
Barry?
Yeah, I've said I think it's a good thing to put to the British public and
don't
then allow them to have the final say.
I think people can summarise from this conversation the total lack of leadership. Imagine this
It's not
lot
lack
in
of leadership.
government.
It's
Imagine
not
them in
it's not a
government.
matter of leadership, Matt. Leadership is about uniting people. You want to divide people in this
No, we
country
want to-
in
no, on the
exactly the
contrary, we
same
want
way
to
as
get
you've done.
Brexit done and
In
move
exactly
forward.
the same way as you've done for the past 10 years. You have divided people so that we now have 4
Honestly,
million
after my
children
experience
in
at-
poverty.
after my
We've
experience-
now got food banks in this
After
country.
my experience at my hustings, don't talk to me about dividing this nation.
Why? Because you've done that.
No,
You've done that.
no, because
This was the video where Matt was attacked when he was talking about anti-Semitism in one of his hustings. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen
Right,
it.
I was screamed down by Labour Party activists who refused to listen to the fact that there is a problem of anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. They refused to listen and they just shouted me down. Go and watch it, and then maybe you can apologise on
Jeremy
behalf of the
Corbyn
Labour
didn't
Party
answer the
for it.
anti-Semitism
Matt, as
question
you
tonight,
know,
though.
I've apologised in the House of Commons to the Jewish community for anti-Semitism in the Labour Party and the anti-Semitism in our
Well, in
country.
that case,
you
maybe-
weren't in the debate that we had on the Holocaust Memorial Day, but I made my position very clear on that, and it's absolutely right that we take that on in the Labour Party, and we do, and we have, and that's why we've changed the rules. Your Prime Minister promised at the leadership hustings that there would be an investigation in the Conservative Party into Islamophobia.
And the
okay,
wi-
and
and the
it's
will,
not.
but that's-
no,
but-
it's
and the
not.
will, and that
it's
wasn't-
it's still not happened, and it was on Islamophobia. It wasn't a generalised one on racism, and you're trying to duck the issue there in your party. You need to tackle it head on, as we're trying to do in the Labour Party, because it's a key issue that is a problem in this country, and the rise of the right and the intolerance in this country has to be dealt with. But what's
Absolutely.
created it is the inequality and the division that your government has
what's
sowed
created it is
sowed
the-
in this country over the past 10 years.
What's created it was there was an example of this very clearly, and if you're prepared to, maybe you can get the people who were there to apologise for their behaviour. But we've got to move forward and off this, and the best way to move this is to deal with
Go on,
these
say it.
things.
Get
is
Brexit
to deal
done?
with these
Is
things.
it to get Brexit done?
Absolutely, and move the country forward.
Why don't we actually try and make sure that we get some equality back in this
One question. Sorry, I've got to get into ITV.